What's up guys, David12797 here, and here in another video I'm doing a video response to TechAltar's video on how to cure a fanboy. So his idea behind this is for anyone to post a video suggesting 2 things they like about the 3 big tech companies, Apple, Google and Microsoft. Now, as anyone knows who watches this channel, I am a full Apple user. I have Apple laptops, a Mac computer, an iPhone, an Apple Watch, and I am pretty much well within the Apple ecosystem. Now, that's not to say I don't dislike the other manufacturers like Google and Microsoft. I just have a preference to Apple, and there is a video on my channel on why I use Apple products. So first of all, I'm going to start with Apple, I guess. The 2 things I really like about Apple are 1, their design and quality. They've always been the staple for premium design and premium build quality. When I bought my MacBook back 6 years ago now, it was just amazing to have a laptop that was very similar in price at the time to other PCs. And it was made of, aluminium, chamfered edges and all, glass display, and it was fully CNC'd compared to Toshiba's that were mostly plastic. Apple really set the benchmark in terms of quality control with their products. The other thing I like about Apple is their attention to detail in how things work and keeping things simple. They've always, like when I was a Windows user and a very heavy tech involved in custom PC builds and all that stuff, I didn't like Apple because of their closed ecosystem, but now I actually understand it. They somewhat cater to the masses. They don't care about the pro as much anymore. Now that's going to start some debates, but they keep things simple, and there's a reason to that, because some people just don't care. And I like that my Mac, when I come home, it just works, and it integrates well with my phone, it integrates well with my laptop, because iCloud and all those other services come together to work as a really good ecosystem. Now, moving on to Google, the main thing I like about Google is I love that they've now entered the smartphone market for themselves with the Google Pixel. It's finally a Google phone that is controlled by Google with stock and Android that's actually a very good phone and very decent, and a very good competition to the Samsungs and the iPhones. If I was going to use a Google Android phone, I would probably pick up a Google Pixel. I love that they've kept it simple. Once again, something that rings true through to my preference to Apple, but they've also they're in control. They're not allowing anyone to ruin their Android operating system in ways that they have. But at the same time, my other thing that I like about Google is they have always been consistent with their products. They've got their web services, Gmail, Google Docs, Google Drive, all those systems that work really well together, but they're universal. They allow it to work on multiple systems. They cater to the Microsoft people, they cater to the Apple people, and they've become that universal body that gives all these products that it doesn't matter which preference you are. They don't care if you use a Mac or a PC. They just offer their product to you that's universally accepted across the 2. They're not like Apple hinting a product where it won't work on a Microsoft computer or something like that. There's no pettiness in a way. It just works as well. Moving over to Microsoft, the one thing I really like is their push to drive innovation, and how they've done the last few years with the Surface and all those other products. It's really cool to see designs where with the pen that flip into a tablet that is then a fully fledged PC. Something that Apple has actually steered away from. Now, I can understand that, but I also can fully see the advantage of a Surface. They look really cool, and if I was in the need for one, I probably would love to have one, but don't need one at the moment, but it is a very cool product. I love that Microsoft are trying something different and really pushing that mold of having a device that isn't what we normally expect to see. The other thing I love about Microsoft is, over the years, they're gaming. They brought out the Xbox many years ago. The Xbox has been a very popular gaming device. It was probably the biggest contest, and has been for most of my life, against the PlayStation. Having grown up with PlayStations and then an Xbox, I would say the Xbox always offered me a more all-round gaming experience. As you've probably seen on this channel, I have unboxed and got a PS4 quite a few years ago, and just recently I picked up an Xbox One because I wanted to play some different games, and I just wanted to have that other medium and that other device to give it a try. And I sort of missed that when I went from the Xbox 360 to the PS4. Now, that was due to back when it was announced, all the online content issues that came around, that I chose PS4. But now I've actually got both, and I find at the moment I play the Xbox more often. So that's it for this video, guys. Of course, there are things I do dislike about all three companies. I wish that Apple would keep things more simple in their more recent announcements, and that they've stagnated their product line and it's split and diverged into multiple different things, where a Ultra MacBook is now more expensive than a MacBook Pro, go figure. And I wish, I wish Google would be more strict in their App Store to prevent problems on the Android operating system, and I wish Microsoft would fix a few things with their PCs in general that I experienced when I had them, with problems and viruses and issues that come about that just is in no way comparable to Apple and such. But anyway, guys, if you did like this video, hit that like button. Be sure to share it around. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram with @16797. Thanks. See you next time.